guys, so we have another bit of a weird one for you this week. As we kind of do more and more research with our journey here, we learn more and more things. One thing that's always been a pain around here that we're always battling in the garden is horsetail. But after doing some research, we have found that it is edible and actually quite nutritious, which is great because there's an abundance of it, and a lot of our vegetables aren't ready yet, so it's something else we can kind of add into our diets. And it's really rich in minerals, has a really deep root system, so it's really good at picking up different nutrients. And it's kind of crazy, after doing some research, this plant's been around for 500 million years, kind of back when dinosaurs were around and used to grow 30 meters tall and super big. So anyways, we're going to pick a bit of that, and we're going to do two different things with it. I'm going to be cooking it up and sauteing it with dinner, and Steph will be making tea out of it later, which is really good because there's lots of silica and things in it for that as well. Let's pick some horsetail and we'll show you what we're going to do with it. Also, don't judge our winter garden. We've been kind of focusing on other areas, so it's kind of overgrown a bit, but it's grown over with horsetail, so it's going to work out for us. So we'll get picking here. And so we kind of have like two different types of the horsetail that grow up right off the bat. Some are smaller and kind of get these needles on them. So those are the ones we're going to use for tea, and the other ones come up more like spikes. They're a little bit more condensed. So those are the ones that we are going to saute and have with dinner tonight. And anyone who's tried to pull these out as weeds know how easily they break off, so you don't need scissors or anything. They pull right out, and they have kind of little nodes in them where they break off, so they're super easy just to kind of pull apart and break. And these are actually fine. You can eat them raw, or we're going to take them and saute them for dinner. But raw, they don't have very much taste. Hardly taste like anything, but apparently when you cook them, they get a lot more flavor that's released, and apparently kind of tastes like asparagus a bit. So we'll pick a bunch of these and cook them up and let you know how they taste. Okay, so we've got a handful there, enough for dinner. And like anything, you kind of want to do these in moderation. They are very kind of mineral dense and heavy, so you just kind of don't want to eat too much of them. They recommend only doing a couple months at a time, which is fine because they're only popping up in the spring. You can get the young shoots anyways, but yeah, you wouldn't want to go and eat tons and tons of these either. But other than that, they're very nutritious for you, and we're going to cook these up with dinner tonight.
So like Chris mentioned, the horsetail is really high in silica, which is really great for your hair, skin, and nails. Also good for your joints, and we are going to be making a tea out of it. You can also make tinctures and other body scrubs and really cool things that you can do with these guys, but the ones that you want are a little bit more needly as opposed to the ones Chris just picked. These will do great in the tea that we're going to make later this afternoon, so I'm going to pick a bunch of those. Okay, so I grabbed a bunch of horsetail. Let's go make some tea. Hi guys, so we're back in the kitchen ready to make our horsetail tea. First we want to wash off all the dirt and little bits off of the horsetail because you don't want that in your tea. So I'm going to do that.
You'll have to excuse the painter's tape. We're currently painting our kitchen and the outlets.
And we're just going to cut off the end tails there. We don't need them. And then we're going to chop them up into a bit smaller of pieces. And most people will make this tea with dried horsetail, just like you would dry leaves for another tea. But we're going to do it fresh, and that's okay to do it fresh, but if you can dry it, then definitely do that. We're going to pop it in our pot. The water's just about to boil there. And you want to let it boil for about 15 minutes to really get all those nutrients. You can definitely do it longer though if you would like, but 15 minutes is kind of the minimum that you'll want to boil it for. We also have some lemon balm and lavender that we're going to put in just for a little added flavor. Just take the leaves off of those. And like we talked about in the garden, horsetail tea has a lot of really great healing properties. Definitely great for your hair, skin, and nails. It can also help with urinary tract infections and a couple other really interesting illnesses. But we're gonna let this cook and come back and do a little taste test. Okay, so we've had the horsetail on the element for about 15 minutes. We're gonna turn the element off and then strain it through our little nut milk bag into our teapot. And the nice thing about this nut milk bag is that if you wanted to do a cold brew, you could totally pop this in the fridge and leave it to steep a little bit more if you wanted, or you can just strain out all the excess of the horsetail. I am going to take this out and let's try.
I'll try after you do.
Me first, so. It's still kind of hot, so I have to like blow and sip on it. And we're gonna add a little bit of honey to this as well, but I definitely want to just try it on its own first. Ooh, that's really good. I really like that, yeah.
It's got some flavor.
Oh, that's really yummy. You need to try it.
It's gonna be weird filming. You guys can just listen to me try. That is pretty good actually.
Yeah.
It's not very strong or anything, but it's good.
Yeah. And obviously the longer you let it steep, the stronger it gets, but you don't want to let it steep too much because of how rich the horsetail is in nutrients. And you also want to be cautious about how much horsetail you're putting in and how much you're consuming on a daily basis, just because it is quite a bunch of nutrients in one horsetail.
Okay, so we got a head start up here. We've got a lot of our horsetail ready, and we've kind of peeled off some of them, which I'm going to show you how to do, but we started on a bunch just so you can kind of see what it looks like, and they actually kind of look kind of cool. Little mini asparagus spears. When we get them from the garden, they're going to have these brown kind of rings around the bottom, and it's kind of a bit of a paper shell that's just on the outside. So you just want to peel that stuff off of the outside, and it was a little bit tedious, which is why we got a good head start here on the other ones. But each of those rings will just kind of come off, and you just kind of want to peel all the way around on each of those rings. Yeah, so that's a good one. You can kind of see it's just kind of the paper outer shell, so you can eat it, but it's just a little bit chewier. So we're going the extra step here to make them nice, and then all we're going to do is saute them. So we've got some chicken fat that we've used for cooking because we don't have oil, and just kind of throw that in and saute them with a little bit of sea salt, and that's basically it. We've left the spears on the top, and once you kind of got it down to that point, that's what we're throwing in. So we've got some garlic as well actually, so we're going to throw that in. Our chicken fat. And I'm just going to let that go for maybe a minute to get that cooking first, and then we'll throw the horsetail in there as well. Crank that up a little bit. And I'm probably going to let them saute cook for about kind of 5 to 7 minutes, somewhere in that range. See how they turn out. Okay, so been just over 5 minutes, and those look like they're about done. Not that I've ever cooked these before, I know, but they seem like they're good. So we're just going to put those on the back there and turn that off. And our roast chicken should be just about ready. That looks nice too. Got our gravy going there as well. So we're going to plate up dinner, and we'll show you what the finished product looks like. Okay guys, we're all plated up, and it's done. It looks really good. I'm going to give one a try here before we sit down for dinner. and see what it tastes like. Not bad. Yeah, it does kind of taste a little bit like asparagus, same sort of consistency. Obviously, got lots of flavor from the chicken fat and the garlic that's on there, but pretty good and super nutritious for you. I've hated horsetail for the last 6 years, so who would have thought I'd be eating it now? Okay, that's it for this week. We're gonna go sit down and have dinner. If you like the video, please subscribe below. Check out some of our other videos, and we'll see you next week.